Hey class, I hope you're having a great weekend. I'm going to walk you through a fun experiment today that you're going to do before we meet up in class again. You'll need a few supplies in order to do this experiment. You'll need to take the balloon that I sent home with you and blow it up. You'll need some salt, pepper, flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, access to a sink with running water, and you'll also need to be able to use the blinds and an empty wall as part of it. You'll need 6 pieces of paper so that you can label your items so that when you put them on the paper you'll know what you're testing, kind of like I've done for flour. You'll also need your science notebook. Now if you don't have some of these substances, that's fine. Just experiment with what you do have. As you can see, I don't have pepper, so I would just be doing the experiment without pepper. As you all remember, we've been studying all week about static electricity. So today what you're going to do is become scientists and test to see if certain substances will react to static electricity. The first thing I want you to do before we get started with our experiment is open up your science journals to a blank page and title it Friction or Non-Friction. Then I would like you to write the purpose of our lesson, which is to figure out what substances react to static electricity. Next, I would like you to add a focus question. Our focus question today is going to be which substances does static electricity have the most effect on? Now, with your prior knowledge of static electricity, if you'd like to come up with another question on your own, feel free to do so. At any time, if you need to pause the video so you can work on the experiment or get caught up, write down some thoughts, feel free to do so, and then just press play whenever you're ready to move on. That's not a problem. Once you've written and completed your question, your focus question and or your additional question, I'd like you to take a minute and write down your prediction. A prediction is what you think is going to happen in the experiment. Maybe you think all the substances are going to react to static electricity, maybe only some, or maybe you don't think any will at all. I just want you to take a second and write down what you think is going to happen. After you've completed your prediction, I would like you to make a table so that you can collect your data. You can either make one similar to the one that I have made, or you can create your own. Either way, you just need to make sure you have the substances you are testing and a spot to write down how they're going to react. Now that your table is complete, you're ready to do the lesson. Before you get started, I'm going to give you an example of what you'll be doing. To create static electricity, you're going to take this balloon and you're going to rub it to your hair, which is going to create the static, and then, like this, it'll stick to the blinds. So, by doing that, I would be able to write down in my data that how it reacted when I applied it to the blinds. So you're going to do that for each one of the substances that you'll be testing. Now, when you're doing your experiment, if you have the opportunity, I'd like you to turn on your water faucet, get a steady flow of water, and then I'd like you to rub the balloon to your hair and then just put it close to the water and see if how the water reacts. It might bend, it might stay still, but I want you to see what happens for you when you do that. So you can go ahead and pause the video and start experimenting. Now that you've finished your experiment, I would like you to take a minute and write down what you think happened and why. This can be done using a claim and because statement, which will look like this. You would put I claim, and then whatever you claim happened because of that reason. And then you think it happened and why. If this is a little bit confusing, you can skip the claim and because and just explain why you think certain things happened and why you think it happened that way. Now, once you've written your claim, I'd like you to just jot down a few things that maybe surprised you, or maybe questions that you have on the experiment, why something happened, why maybe you tried it a couple times and it reacted different, And just jot down anything you want to say, any questions you might have, and then we'll go over all the results, surprises, and questions in class on Monday, and we can extend on this if there's something you guys want to see happen again. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope you enjoyed the experiment.